Hello YouTube, it's Gray Wolf here again. I wanted to give you a walkthrough of some of the things, the techniques that I used to build my treehouse in Sanctuary. Here's that treehouse at night. Um, I'm going to, I'll switch off and give you the tips and tricks during the day, and then we'll come back to this nighttime view and I'll show you then the walkthrough of the nighttime view. But I wanted to give you a few techniques that I used to build this treehouse. First of all, I wanted to show you how, in an unbuildable area like around this tree, I was able to build this structure. Nothing is going to be new here. It's all things that you can find from different people. I've learned a lot on YouTube. I might use some of the things differently here, but a lot of these techniques you can learn other ways. But I just thought I'd show you some of the ways that I built things here. So you see that I've got a concrete foundation here from the floors menu in the wood section. And I wanted to show you how I stack these. It's really important, if you haven't seen this before, to stack, if you want to stack these one on top of the other so they're exactly lined up. So you can see that I've put this these stairs, or this floor with a stairwell up there, and then I can take another brick or concrete foundation and it will snap right to that. And that's the beginning of how you do this. We're going to use multi-select, but I'll show you, I'll come back here in the daytime and I'll show you how, once I have a structure here, and I'll embed the structure into this house the same way that I embedded the structure, even though much larger, into the tree. So we'll come back to that. Take a look here. I'm going to stand off to the side a little bit so I can see where this goes, and I'm going to grab onto this, and I'm going to hold X on this foundation, and then I get a multi-select, and then I can raise and lower. So this is how I did this treehouse. I created the base structure out in the open on these foundations, and then I just put them in place. You can see that it's starting to embed in the house now, and I can raise and lower it until I get it to where it's going to accept. So let's say I wanted this to be right there. I put that in, and now I've got that in. That's how I did that treehouse and put it in place. And you can see, there it is. I could put stairs up there. I can do whatever I want now, and I can create a situation where I've got my house. And that's how I put that treehouse up there. That was the base setup of it. And then once I did that, then I started adding pieces where I could, because you cannot build in this tree unless you do the multi-select. Okay, a couple of other things. You saw where I had the oven sitting in the on the counter there. You see how it's too short and it won't go in there, obviously. Well, let me show you how I did that. I used this. Let me get back a little further so you can see. I use this concrete wall that's just the pillar, and you notice that it can be sunken in, raised up. So it's really, actually, this is one of the most powerful new tools that they put in, I think, because now if I multi-select on this, I can raise this to where it's the right height. I want it right about there. Let's back up. That's how high I want it. And then I can rug glitch my counter right over top of it. So let me show you how that's done real quick. If you haven't seen it, there's two things you can do. One is the multi-select, which I've already shown you. The rug glitch is different. The rug glitch is you put it on the rug, and I don't hold down X, I just click on X. Now wherever I go, it's using the rug as the collision. So the collision for this countertop is not considered in the collision anymore. So I can just walk this right in and place this right where I want it to be. So I don't want that showing, so there. So now you can see that's how I got that oven up there and got it lined up the right way. So now it looks like it's right there on top of the counter. Now I don't like how this isn't straight, but for the demo purposes it's perfect. That's how I did that. Another thing I wanted to show you. You saw that I had the vanities, and this is a combination of the rug glitch as well. So I created the situation up there where I had a vanity with a sink in it, and you'll see this sink just fits on the wall. You can attach it anywhere on the wall. So let's just attach it to the wall. That's how it connects up. But I want it to be a vanity. So First, I set this up at the height I want it to be at. So let's put this over here so it doesn't collide. And I can choose my height. I want it on the wall right about there. And now I can do the rug glitch just like I did before. Because this table will fit on the rug. It sits on the rug. You can usually tell. You'll see it bounce up just a little bit when you use the rug glitch. You see that? And it's on the rug. So now when I click, not hold, just click on the rug, it's going to move that vanity, or this table. And this table then can become a vanity. And I can slide it in and put it right where I want it to be. The rug glitch is really, really cool tool, because if I don't like where it is, I do like where it is there, but if I didn't, I can still just click on it, not multi-select. See, if I hold down X, now I got everything. But if I just click it, I'm moving just what's attached with what's sitting on top of the rug. And you can see there that I've got a vanity. So that's how I did that. That was pretty cool. And one more thing I wanted to show you is how I did the doors. The doors are something that it's hard to do. It's hard to do an interior door. If you noticed, I had the pantry in there. I had the bathroom and the media room, my bedroom, all had doors to them, but you can't put a door frame wall up there without, you can, but there's a lot of trouble in doing that, and it doesn't usually work out because there's not anything, at least in the wood, like this, for the concrete, that's just a flat wall with a door opening in it. So what I learned how to do is move a door only. And I like to use the concrete doorway, not the wood doorway. And here's the reason why. It's just like that concrete pillar. You notice that it's clicked on the ground now, but if you want, you can lower this right down. So my door is now going to be flush or close to flush with the floor. So now if I put a door into this, now the door is flush with the wall, and I can get rid of this doorway. The door's still there. I want you to see this. The door's just floating in nowhere, and it still opens and closes because I've deleted that doorway. Now I can put this door wherever I want. So if you create a door frame out of just walls and where you position them, you can multi-select and then you can place this. I like to use the ashtray just because, unlike the concrete pillar that I did here, it raises and lowers, and if it sinks into the ground, I'm going to have the door going too far. This ashtray, when I multi-select on it, it will not go up or down. You see how you can't raise or lower it. It's going to be flush with the ground. So that's the cool thing about that. So I wanted to also show you that you can use the rug if you want to. So rug will work as well. Just sit it real close and multi-select on that. And you can also multi-select with the rug. And then you can place that doorway wherever you want to. So let me show you one more time on that. We'll go to the concrete, and we're going to choose a wall, and we're going to choose this one with the doorway. And then we're just going to put a door in. Let's do the blue door. And one of the reasons I use this ashtray is that I think, it may not be true, I think the footprint of this is a little smaller as far as the collision footprint. So I found that I can put things a little better in place with this than I can with the rug. Let me show you an example. I come over here and I want to, let's see this house doesn't have a doorway. If you wanted to start to rebuild this house and give it a doorway, you can do that with the ashtray. And you probably could do it with the rug as well. But the cool thing about this is there are some areas, especially when you're building something like that treehouse, where you don't have as much of a space there, and it might collide with something, where now it all works out and you have the smaller footprint. I don't know if the collision is different on this or not, but I feel like it is. So now I have a doorway there. And that doorway, you noticed I fit it in so the hinges would be right where I wanted it to be. And let me show you, I'm just going to move this one time for you. I'll multi-select again on it and show you how this might work inside of a house. So you've got this door frame, and this one's going to look weird because the door frame is so small. And this is a situation where I might actually use, I'm glad that I chose this one, I might actually use a one of the concrete pillars, and I might move this down because you see how weird this looks. Let's open the door from back here. See how weird that looks. However, maybe it might look better if I embedded the door down into the ground, and then you might not notice that weirdness. But you can see how you can fill in this empty space with a door if you wanted to do doors. So that's one of the other things that I did, where I put in a bunch of doors upstairs. If you want to put comments down in the comment section, anything that you would like to see, I'd love to show you some of the ways that I did some of the things. In my treehouse, I'll be showing you some other builds. I started with the treehouse. I like the treehouse. It's one of my favorites that I've done. But I also have some much more in-depth builds. I didn't want to start the YouTube channel with my favorite builds. I wanted to start it with some of my early builds and then work my way up into other builds. So I've got some new things coming other than this tips and tricks. I also, I'll give you a glimpse. See my warehouse that I'm building at Sanctuary? That'll be my next build that I'm going to show you. I've kind of redone it. I used to have a warehouse there. I didn't like the way that it worked. They've got the new warehouse DLC, and that is working really, really good. I've been doing that. And so the last thing for this video, like I said, put comments in. If you have something that you want me to show you how I did it, I'll be glad to show you how I did things, and give you some techniques about how I did it. Last thing I want to do, though, in this video, and hopefully the weather will cooperate, is show you the nighttime view, because I told you last video that I was going to show you a nighttime view of my treehouse. And so I'm going to sit here and wait for a few hours, and want to show you the treehouse all lit up and how it looks when it's all lit up. It's one of my favorite parts of the treehouse. I think at night it just looks really good. In fact, this rain isn't even going to bother us at all because it creates the darkness. But I love how the treehouse is lit up at night, and not only the outside, but the inside looks really good. So let's take a quick look at the inside for the end of this video. I think I might not say anything. I'm just going to show you some of the cool views.
If you ain't been up to see Grey Garden, you should go. The whole place is run by robots.
I'm just so hungry all the time.
Okay, YouTube, this is Grey Wolf. I'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe.